I'll be showing you how to apply for your Canadian citizenship if you already have a Canadian PR. So what we're going to do first of all is go to Google and write apply for Canadian citizenship. And here you're going to see the first link, so just click on that. And then you'd go down and click on create an account. So yeah, just go down, say I agree, continue to create an account. So here you're going to basically write in your email and password, and then you're going to create an account. So you're going to get a verification code on your email. So just go ahead in your email and check the code and just put it in. So once you log into your account, it's a pretty straightforward process. One thing to keep in mind is that you need to submit all your applications within 60 days of creating an application. So first step is we're going to create an application here. So I'm thinking that as an adult, you'd be clicking here if you're 18 years or older. So just select that, go down, and here you're just going to put in your last name. So I'm going to put mine. Here, just put in the date of birth. So this is going to be anything. I'll just put in like a random date. Month, for example, we can do February, and day 1st, and click on create application. After you do that, it's going to show you that your application has been created. So just click on start. In which language you would like to receive service. So if you speak French, you can click that. But for myself, it's going to be English. So I'm going to click on that. Then just answer these questions. These are pretty straightforward. So do you have any special needs requiring accommodation? For me, it's a no. So the unique client identifier, this is going to be basically be available on your permanent residence card. So just basically go and paste that. I'm just going to put in like a random number here. And then after that, you're going to put in your name. So Ahmed and Osama, it's already pre-filled for me. So here's going to ask you a couple of questions that we're going to answer. They're pretty straightforward. So have you changed your name since becoming a permanent resident? No. Have you ever used any other name? No. Put in your gender. Do you need to change your gender designation for your citizenship application? I'm going to click no. Whatever your height is, just put that in. So just like as a basis, I'm going to put in 183 centimeters. Eye color, just select whatever it is. Date of birth, we already put it in. No. Do you need to correct your date of birth for your citizenship application? It's going to be a no for me. So city or town, but I'm just going to put in, let's put Lahore, and then Pakistan, and then your marital status, and then click on check to see if page is ready. Now the green arrow means that this page is filled for you now. So you're just going to click on next. Now we're in the contact info section. So this section is basically going to gather your contact information. So home address, like wherever you are living, for example, if you're in Canada, I'm going to write Canada. Search address, I can put in like a random address. So I'm just going to put in, let's do 10 York Street, Toronto. Just click that. Is the mailing address the same as home address? Click on yes or no. And then put in your primary phone numbers. So I'm going to select Canada, and then phone number could be anything. So let's do, this is just a random phone number that I put in. If you have an alternative phone number, you can give that as well, but I'm going to select no here. Is someone helping you to fill out this application? For me, it's going to be a no. I'm filling it myself, and I think it's going to be the same for you because you're going to be following this video and completing the application. And then the last one is, do you want to appoint a representative to communicate and conduct business with Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada on your behalf? I'm going to click no. So check to see if page is ready. It says one of these things is not ready. So yeah, type of phone number, I can select cellular here, and then we can see that this page is ready now. Now for identification, click on next. So here it's going to ask you to upload a photo of yours. So one thing to keep in mind is that passport photos and citizenship photos, they have different dimensions. So to get these, you could go to a Shoppers Drug Mart, or you could go to, for example, a UPS store. One of the bonus is that if you have a CAA membership for your car, depending on your membership level, you can actually go into a CAA store and they can take your photo for either for free or with a discount. Yeah, so I went to the CAA store and I got mine taken for free. So here you're going to search for your photo and you're basically just going to upload it. and it says that you have successfully uploaded the photo. You can also view it here when you go down. So this is just a sample photo that I took from the IRCC website, but don't do that, upload your own photo here. And then go down and you need to put the name of photographer or business where you took it. So I'm just gonna search for a Shoppers Drug Mart, and then country or territory, I'm gonna put in Canada, and then address is gonna be Shoppers Toronto. So yeah, let's just do this, but make sure you're putting in the right address. I'm just doing it just for the purposes of taking this video. So you need to put in the date your photo was taken. So let's say if mine was taken today, 2026 July, and then you can write whatever the date is, so 23rd. Just one thing to make sure is that this photo needs to be taken within 6 months before you submit your application. Now we're going to go down, and now it's going to ask you to put in your 2 pieces of IDs, right? So the first ID, I would say, is just take a photo of your PR card or a PDF and upload that. So you can see I've uploaded my PR card here, and then if you go down, you can select any of these IDs that you want to submit. So I'm just going to do a driver's license, and then I'm going to add file. So this is also done. And you can also view these attachments as well. So I'm going to click on next. So the next section is about residence and tax. So here's what you're going to do for this section. So you're going to list all of the addresses inside and outside of Canada during your entire 5-year eligibility period. So I'm just going to put in a sample address here as well. So I'm going to write 2021, and then month is, let's say, January 1st, and then it's going to be 2025 or 2026 July, and then for day I can write, for example, 26th, and I can say this is my current address. So just, and then I'm gonna write Canada, and then save address. Oh, I need to look for an address, so let's do 10 York Street. Sure, let's do Ajax. I'm just gonna select that. Perfect. Okay, so it's going to ask you a couple of questions here about your police certificates. So it says that in the past 4 years, were you in a country or territory other than Canada for 183 days or more? For me, it's a no. Here, you're going to put in your SIN number. So I'm just going to put in a random number again. Then it's going to ask you when you filed your income taxes in the last 5 years. So I'm just going to say yes to all of them, but you guys need to do it according to your own situation. So I would say that I filed the taxes for all of the previous 5 years. I click on yes. Then it's going to ask you, do you have any other citizenship or immigration statuses in any other countries? So I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say Pakistan. Here I'm just going to write a random date, January 1st. And then this I'm going to say is not applicable because I would still be a citizen. So let's do Pakistan, not applicable, and status as citizen. Most likely if you're from Pakistan and India, this is going to be your birth date, and then the end date is going to be not applicable. So just make sure that you're filling this according to your own situation. Save status. And then when you go down, it's going to basically tell you what kind of citizenship or immigration status you have that you have just put in. Now, the next question is, have you ever held travel documents or passports during your 5-year eligibility period? So I'm going to say yes. This is basically the travel document, or 2 or 3, like however many passports you have had in the past, let's say 5 years of eligibility period, you're going to put all of those here. So I'm just going to say my passport was issued on, let's say, 2017, January 3rd, and then expiry date, let's say it's 2027, January 1st. So for the document number, here you're going to put in your passport number. I'm just going to put in a random number for the purposes of this video. So country or residence of issue, again, I'm going to write Pakistan. Place of issue is also Pakistan. And then it's going to ask you, do you have a bio page, yes or no? So just select yes. And what you're going to do here is that you're going to upload the bio page, which is the first page of your passport. Okay, once you do that, you're going to do save document. And now this section is also ready. So now we're going to head on to the next section. And here it's going to ask you about your, let's say if you came here on a study permit or a work permit, here you're going to put in all of that information. So for the past 5 years, basically, what have you done? So here what I'm going to say is that since 2021 January to 2023 January, I was, let's say, a student. Here you're going to put in the employer educational institution, so the university that you want to. So it's going to be University of Waterloo. There we go. Save activity. So just make sure there are no gaps in between. If there are any gaps, you can explain by talking about your occupation or activity here. So let's say from February 2023 till today. So 2023 February till today. So this is going to be 2026 July. Here you can say that you are, like a worker. So I'm going to say worker. And here you're going to put in your institution. So here you can put anything. Just for this video, I'm going to put Royal Bank of Canada. And then Canada. Occupation or activity, I think you should be very specific. So let's do something like whatever your occupation is for that job. So put that in. So let's say investment advisor for the purposes of this video at Royal Bank of Canada. And then here you can put in the address for your institution. Save activity, and then we're good to go for the next section. So now it's going to ask you, it's going to tell you that to be eligible to become a Canadian citizen, you cannot be prohibited under the Citizenship Act. So all of these basically have to be no for you to be eligible to apply for citizenship. But yeah, based on your circumstances, fill in this part of the application. So no. And now it's going to ask you while you've been a permanent resident, have you been convicted in Canada of terrorism, etc. It's going to be a no for me. No. And then here you can check, by checking this box, I confirm that I've read and understand the prohibitions under the Citizenship Act. And now this page is ready as well. So click on next. Here it's going to ask you, do you have proof of knowledge of English or French? So I'm going to select yes here. So here are a couple of documents that you can upload here. So the first one is letter from an institution, post-secondary education in English. So if you came here, for example, on a student visa, you can basically select this, and here you can upload a scan of your degree. Otherwise, you can also choose to upload like your IELTS exam. And then you're going to click on next. Now this is basically the most important section of your citizenship application. So read this very carefully, and it tells you that you must be in Canada at least 1,095 days, so basically 3 years during the eligibility period. So we're going to go and fill this in. So it says, during your 5-year eligibility period, did you live outside of Canada as a Crown servant? It's a no for me. Did you live outside of Canada as a family member of a Crown servant? No. Date you became a permanent resident, so put that in. Just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to write 2022, and then February 1st, I'm going to save it. During your 5-year eligibility period, did you have a valid temporary resident status before becoming a permanent resident? So here we're gonna select yes, and I'm gonna say that I was a student, so international student from 2021 January 1st to 2022 January 1st. Okay. So just make sure there's no gap in between the dates, but just make sure you're putting in the right dates. Just for the purposes of this video, again, I'm putting in random dates just to show you how to fill the application. So this is good. Did you apply to extend your status? For me, it's a no. Save. And then, so put in, let's say, like if you came here on a student visa, put that in. Then if you were a worker, put in that period as well. And then, after you're done with that, scroll down. During your 5-year eligibility period, did you have a valid protected person status before becoming a permanent resident? No. Did you spend time? No. So it says during your 5-year eligibility period, did you leave Canada for any reason? So for example, vacation, work, business, family matters, schools, or illness. So I'm sure for a lot of you, you might have taken vacations to go see your parents back home, or you might have traveled elsewhere. So I'm just gonna put in one of the random dates here, but make sure you're putting in all of the dates that you have traveled on outside of Canada between your eligibility period. So I'm gonna add an absence. Let's say I went back to Pakistan in 2023. Let's say I went on January 1st, and then I came back, let's say in March 1st. Okay, and then it asks you, do you visit more than one country during this time? So if you went, for example, to another country during this time, you can put in that information as well. If not, you can select no. Just to help you guys with this, I'm gonna select yes, and then I can say, where did I go? I visited Dubai for 7 days during this trip. Save. And now you're going to click on calculate my physical presence, and here it's going to tell you, congratulations, you have at least 1095 days of physical presence in Canada during your 5-year eligibility period. So this means that you're good to apply basically for your citizenship application. Click on next. So here it's going to ask you whether you authorize IRCC to forward your personal information to your member of parliament. I'm going to select yes. Then it's going to ask you for National Register of Electors. So you can select yes or no depending on your situation. I'm just going to say yes. And then it's going to ask you to choose the type of citizenship certificate you want to receive. I would go for electronic, so I'm going to select here and click on next. And here it's going to ask you for any optional documents. I didn't upload any in my case, but if you think that your case could be stronger by uploading an optional document, you can do it, but I don't really think that it's needed. So after that, you can click on save. And then you can go to the pay fee section, and here you're going to basically click on pay the application fee online. So if you already have an IRCC account, you can log in and make your payment. So here you're going to select your application type. So here we're going to select citizenship, continue, and then this is going to be citizenship for an adult, so just one. I'm going to go down and click on submit, and then you can basically log in and pay, and after that it's going to send you a PDF of the payment that you have made. And what you would do is that you would go back to this tab, you would add a file, and then you would just basically go and review and sign this page. The review and sign is just going to be, once you upload that pay fee document, it's going to ask you to just basically sign it, and yeah, you would have applied for your application. It's super easy. Since I'm not applying for citizenship here, I'm not gonna submit any of this because this was a dummy application. But I hope this video helped you, and if it did, please like, comment, subscribe. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Yeah, this is a pretty straightforward application, so there shouldn't be any roadblocks here. Yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you.